Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight, we're out in the desert again, but we're in a more special place. We're out in Vegas, baby. This is going to be a great one under the lights. Last week, we had a fun one out there in Phoenix, and it certainly got mixed up a little bit. Certainly a lot of drivers going for some moves. Obviously, you had the big dog leg that you could utilize on that backstretch, and it certainly came into play quite a bit. It looked for a moment that A.J. Roderick was going to grab his third win of the season. Shane Therian had quite possibly the fastest car of the night, but he finished in third. Davey Hendricks showed some promise there as well, but it was Alan Elwood getting the win for his third win of the season on a last lap pass to get past Davey Hendricks for the win. So certainly one worth watching, even though you know who won the race. It's certainly worth a watch if you want to go back and take a look at that one. But tonight we're here under the lights in Vegas, and we got 80 laps. This is a fun track. It's kind of a sister track to Kansas, but Kansas has the progressive banking going from 17 degrees to 20 degrees in the turns. Here in Vegas, it's a straight 20. It's 20 degrees. It just feels like high speed, high action here around this 1.5 mile tri-oval. Carl Handwork joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, first of all, do we got you? And second of all, welcome to Vegas.
Yes, you do have me. I'm not going anywhere, but definitely a lot of fun here in Vegas. Obviously, drivers out there got to gamble, for so to say. There's a lot of pit strategy here, and like you said, it is sort of like that sister track, Kansas or Atlanta. It falls in that kind of same realm of track, and so high speed, close racing, and strategy will come into play. So if there is no pit stops, look to see AJ maybe up front again. Or I should say green flag pit stops.
yeah, exactly. Green flag. And this is a track where it should be familiar enough with a lot of these drivers that it should put on some good racing. I know the last couple of races got a little bit mixed up, but hopefully the drivers kind of got the kinks out of the way for the last couple here. But we're getting ready to get this thing underway. It looks like we just need to take care of some house cleaning before we do, but. Before we do that, we'll take a look at the standings coming into tonight's race, and obviously Alan Elwood stretching out that lead. It's now a 32-point lead over Clayton Montgomery. Nico Garcia third there in the overall and the platinum. A.J. Roderick having another good race, finishing in fourth, and extend that lead. It's now 72 points over Jack Stoneman and newly gold member Justin Munsell. He's going to slot into the gold division. In the silver, it is Justin Kirby on top of the boards. Blake Erickson in second, 61 points behind. Aiden Hines, 73 points behind in third. And then in the bronze, it is Dan Phelps with the bronze lead. He's got 3 points over Joey Cruz, 15 over Joe Thomas. We are going to get this thing underway, but before we do, Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's starting order?
A rundown of tonight's starting order will begin with Shane Therian on the pole here tonight, and then Kelly Pointer with another great showing there in P number 2. Justin Munsell will be in third, Nico Garcia in fourth, Andrew White finds himself in fifth, AJ Roderick in sixth, Kevin Foster in seventh, Matt Crockett, Clayton Montgomery, Kenny Hines, Jack Stoneman, Joe Sullivan, Blake Erickson, Bronson Stafford, Alan Elwood back in P15, Tyler Bramble, John Nobinger, John Van Westen, Joey Cruz, Luis Arduña, Dan Phelps, Jeremy Gainey, Robert Kenny, John Crane, Graham Conley, and Alexander Henrik for your 26 drivers.
A nice sized field out here tonight, and it's another track that just looks absolutely beautiful here under the lights. As for some reason, I don't know, this screen right here, that the timing tower just likes to kind of show up halfway and then all of a sudden it pops up. So I don't know what exactly is going on with that, but these cars are going to look good under the lights. I know some got some new paint schemes on there as well. So look for your favorite driver out there. If you got one, let us know. We'll try and get them on screen, get them some screen time out there. But in the meantime, if you haven't done so, hit that like and subscribe and get you in touch with everything the Syrian has to offer. But 80 laps on tap here tonight. I'm going to step away for just a brief second here, and we'll get right back to you before the drop of this green flag. All right, cars are off and away, getting ready to get this thing under green here tonight. Shane Therian looking to kind of bounce back last week. I know it's kind of weird to say after you come away with third place, but you could hear kind of the dejection in his voice in the interview last week of how much he feels like that one kind of slipped away from him, and he felt like he had the best car out there at Phoenix and really deserved to get a win under his belt for the season. He's one of the few drivers in the EDE team that has yet to get a win, and we would certainly like to pop his cherry for the season earlier than usual, because I mean we're two-thirds of the way through this regular season already after this race is over, so playoff picture's starting to shape up. You gotta make some hay. I'd say while the sun is out, but the sun's not out here. We're on the lights, and the lights on the pace car are out, getting ready to go. Green flag racing out here in Vegas. Hope you're ready. Hope you're ready for some gambling. Hope you're ready for some good racing action. Barney is ready with the green flag, and we are racing at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And that didn't take long at all, as we already got a caution here on the front stretch. Not sure if it was a missed shift or what the case was here. We're already under caution, taking out a few drivers.
I heard over the radio somebody a little frustrated, so yeah, possible misshift. Oh, looks like Kelly Pointer having another misshift incident, piling people up here. And
take a look at that one more time from the start of the race. And yes, he gets away okay, staying with Shane Therian. Then all of a sudden, right there, you see it kind of backfiring, not shifting into gear. Backs up to 88, the 56 getting involved, the 10 getting involved. The 3 you see of Hines going to the wall, the 56 of Roderick getting involved. And this is a big one before this thing even starts. You see right there, Sullivan taking some major damage. Bramble gets down in there. The 771 of Graham Connolly. It looks like he just snuck by, but hammered the outside wall. See the 34 involved. This is just a big melee here, and
somebody went all in.
I mean, see what you did there, but yeah, I mean, not much you can do. It's kind of a worst case scenario when you have a situation like that, and especially from the front row when a driver misses the shift right on the start of the race. It's just a big pileup right there. But again, it's only so much you can do. You're kind of just along for the ride, and innocent bystander for the majority of it. But either way, we'll try it again and try and. I feel like we kind of dealt with this a little bit. It was last week or the week before, but we'll get a green flag lap in here. I can guarantee it at some point. Either way, it is.
All I can really say is craps.
And the puns will continue. I like it. I like it. Well, we're going to have Shane Therian back out there on the front, but now Justin Munsell is going to be starting on his outside. And Munsell's another one that he kind of started showing his signs at COTA just a couple races ago, and really had what looked to be the win of the bag there before it just kind of went away from him in the waning laps, and Clayton Montgomery got the win. And then even last week seemed like he had some signs that he can maybe get it done out there in Phoenix, but just not having it. Here tonight, qualified up there in the second row and P at number 3. So the 098 riding a nice little hot streak here, but it's got to be the finish. And the finish is what's got to come through here. He's got to try and get up there, finish this thing out, grab himself a win, and hopefully Kelly Pointer can grab himself a shift on this restart here. He's going to be restarting in third this time. So I guess he took out most of the outside line. Maybe he's looking to take out the inside line here as we get this thing back underway. But pace car lights are out. And Jimmy, I know you probably had plenty of laps here at Vegas. This is one of the tracks that we tend to go to quite a bit here in the series and in all of Core. How do you kind of view this in regards to this one and Kansas? Like, to me, Kansas, depending on the car, usually it's just top line dependent, but sometimes you can get one that kind of goes all over the place. Here at Vegas, this almost seems kind of like a little miniature super speedway.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about kind of saving them tires a little bit too. Tires make up for a lot. So you get out there, get going early, and you can scrub them tires down pretty quickly. Now with the drivers, if they have cautions, you know, obviously like this, they don't worry about tires too much, but you know, they want to get out there and get a run going, and then just kind of pace themselves. So they go too fast, they can burn up their tires, and then just be too slow and fall off the pace way too fast. So we'll see what these drivers can do, and you know, obviously the fast guys are up front for a reason, but you know, can they hold that pace? And just kind of looking to the field, and already you got a few people getting quite a bit of news out of this. But we'll go down that here after Barney drops the green flag.
They get ready to go racing once again, and we are racing at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Looks like we're going to at least make it to the start-finish line. Heading down into turn one, we're going to make it to turn one, so far so good for these drivers. And looks like we got this thing green and underway. Shane Therian will lead them off onto the backstretch, this time at full speed for the first time. Get to see these cars roar, and already got some cars down on the bottom. Looks like that is, was that AJ Roderick down there on the bottom of the track? He's actually up on the track, so not sure exactly who that was.
I think maybe getting out of the way. I think that's 56.
Either way, it is Shane Therian out front. Then you got a side-by-side battle that Justin Munsell is going to win and move himself into second place. Kelly Pointer in third, but on the inside, here comes Clayton Montgomery trying to move himself up. He's right in front of Alan Elwood, right behind him, as the 7 and the 5 look to make their way up through the field. Jack Stillman right there in 6th, kind of heading off that next little line out, battling Andrew White in 7th. Blake Erickson runs to Stafford. Dan Phelps rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, and obviously we're looking at Jack Stillman here as he's up 5 spots here. You know, talked about some big moves. Dan Phelps up 11 spots, sitting in that P number 10. Also up 11 spots is Alan Elwood up in the P number 4. You've seen him there earlier, so making big gains on the incident early on here. You know, one thing about wrecking early though, Carl, is it kind of hurts your confidence just a little bit. You know, obviously whether you're frustrated with your equipment because it's failing on you, you know, obviously nobody likes to have a misshift, and especially being up front. I don't know how many times it's been a few now. Start on the outside, you know, not the pole, but up front, and then, you know, just obviously something happens, a self-spin or something like that. So it really can take a toll on your confidence, and you know, it takes maybe a few laps to get put back together. But to have Blinker out there, and I'm not sure if iRacing's new rules apply to league racing. They have something where if somebody's connection is not so great, they will be parked automatically.
And you see right there, Hines having to back off a little bit because it is Nico Garcia that's having some major connection issues right now. The 88 you see really blinking pretty badly right now. It seems to be maybe worked out at this point, but you see Hines maybe not fully on his screen as they come down the front stretch, and now possibly it looks like he's cleaned out, knock on wood, and get this thing back on the road. As you're mentioning, Jimmy, I think that's a really good thing that the iRacing does have. I wonder, like you said, if it does carry over the leagues in regards to getting a black flag that'll automatically put you in pit lane if you're having some connection issues. I kind of wonder if it's you know, how sensitive it is, if you can control the sensitivity on it when it comes to league races. It's something new that it came out. I like the idea of it, especially if there's somebody that's just, you know, really having some real bad connection issues. It looks like for the 88 for Nico Garcia, it's cleared up here tonight, but it's something that's going to be fun trying to toy with going forward. But a little toying of himself is Justin Munsell up at the front to the outside here of the Shane Therian battle for the lead, and going to give it a slight edge there to Shane Therian at the line. But Munsell is looking to get around and get himself some laps led at the front. Therian, I mean, both of these drivers, the last 2 races, you know, are kind of like the hard luck losers, even though they had good finishes and messing out in their wins, and now they're doing a battle right here at the front of the field early on here on lap number 12. Right behind them, you got the championship leaders. You got Blake Montgomery and Alan Elwood, and then Kelly Pointer rounding out your top 5. Stillman, White, Erickson, Stafford, and now Cruz up into the top 10.
Yeah, and this battle here, they're just riding side by side, Carl. They're just two drivers, two cars, two different lines, and making it work here. As I think they're just holding on at that small distance, but you can see Shane Therian finally maybe letting up just a little bit, maybe gonna ride behind Munsell for a little while, save some tires, save some fuel, whatever it may be. You gotta do everything you can here. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, we've had cautions in the past come towards the end, but they've been having some pretty good green flag runs in the middle, so can they run this out, you know, to the end of the fuel tank? You know, so this is what they need to do, and I think they need to start strategizing now as these drivers are starting to form around this track. Obviously, some battles throughout as people are continuing to gain space. A lot of close battles here still, obviously up front. And then you have a bump back here in 7th, 8th, 9th. They're all single file, double, two wide, right on there on Nico Garcia. And then you also have a group back there in 13th, 14th, 15th as they continue to battle. So battles all over the track. And some people obviously having some troubles here early, finding themselves a lap down. So hopefully they're counting on another caution.
I mean, right now only the top 19 are on the lead lap. AJ Roderick was probably happy to see the caution come out early, as he's certainly one that doesn't mind the caution, doesn't mind the pit under caution, but he had a pit under this caution because he was involved in the incident, and unfortunately he is the first car one lap down as we get close in there. It looked like Orduna even made a little contact there with the 85. Phelps coming out of the corner, but Mike Crockett also one lap down. Robert Kenny, Jeremy Gainey, and Alexander Hammer all 2 laps down, and then looks like Tyler Bramble and Eric Connolly, and went to the series here, have called it a quits on the night already, and it's never fun when you don't even get to turn 1 before you're involved in an incident. So I get the frustration that's probably out there, but battle once again for the lead as Therian fighting back here a little bit on lap number 17. Therian seems to be liking that bottom line, run that bottom line, and Munsell's kind of content running right there in the middle. Nobody venturing up to the high side of the track just yet, but good battle for the lead. We'll look back here further in the top 10. You got Bronson Stafford in the 61 on the inside, the 03 of Andrew White on the outside, and then Blake Erickson right behind. Blake Erickson right behind there. Keep an eye on these guys trying to figure out a way around as well. Battling back here for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Back a little further in the field. John Obeyer getting passed by Josh Van Weston. Now maybe going for a little bit of a crossover here. Dirt style action here. Back in 14th and 15th position. But yeah, this is a track that, depending on what strategy you're on, depending on what kind of tires you're on, you can make passes. It's not one that you kind of have to sit behind somebody else and really kind of set up a pass. You can go wherever you want on this track just about, and really get some good runs. You see right here, Novinger on the backstretch looking now to the inside of Orduna. Passes can certainly be made here at this track, and we're seeing quite a few of them already.
Yeah, and it's just how hard the drivers want to push, how hard you want to push for a little while, heat them tires up, and then maybe take, 2-3 laps, get them tires. Oh, John, keep it down. But no winner, and Orduna goes up and tags the wall. And again, tagging that wall is like a handbrake. That's why you don't see many drivers, running the high line very comfortably. Especially, it depends on how much time you have on the track, how much talent you got with keeping the car out there. It can be fast on some tracks, but it does take a lot of basically blind faith. You don't know what kind of equipment everybody has. Some people have triples and they can see that wall pretty easily, or maybe they're running VR and they can look over and see the wall. But definitely single monitor definitely takes some some talent and some time doing it fairly often in order to hold that spot. But great battle here between the 85 of Dan Phelps, Kenny Hines, and the 03 looking on the low side. Dan Phelps going to use that outside as he's made his way through the field just a little bit. He fell back a couple of spots. Now they've moved on to green for a little bit, but Dan doesn't fight too bad. Very clean driver for the most part. A lot of times gets him wrapped up in incidents that usually he does not. He didn't create. So maybe this is just bad luck there for the 85. We'll see if his luck is a little better here tonight as the night goes on. But right now we are on that 22 of 80.
Biggest mover of the race is looking to pick up another position. Alan Elwood already up 12 positions, starting back in 15th. Now looking to grab his 13th position and get up into second place, getting around teammate Shane Therian, and looks like he's going to do so in the turn at number 1. Heading off on the backstretch, Justin Munsell still leads, but you see just a small little lead, only 0.2 of a second in there. A little bump draft on the backstretch is going to get Elwood right up to the back bumper of the 098 as we get a battle for the lead here pretty soon. Back a little bit further in the field, and Nico Garcia was one of them caught up in the incident there on lap number 1, and almost caught up in another incident there with Hernuna as he heads on to the trial. But he's another one that kind of really is in need of a good finish out here to try and scrape his way back into the discussion for the platinum points. Again, 10 races in after tonight is over, 5 races to go in the regular season before we chop it down and head into the playoffs. But I mean, you got to position yourself well. I know the points reset, but the drivers do get bonus points for winning races. So, you know, any little bit counts here if you can get up there and get a win. And it gives you that confidence too. It's one thing being out there and being fast, but if you're out there and, you know, say you complete the whole regular season, getting a bunch of top 5s, you easily make your way to the playoffs. Sometimes it can feel like, okay, well, I got top 5 speed, but I can't win. So when it gets to the playoffs, I can be one of the first ones out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously your goal is to make the playoffs first. That's the first step. But obviously you can tell, you know, who's in, you know, has a higher chance of contention for the championship. And obviously eyes are on the 5 of Alan Elwood as he finally makes his way past Justin Munsell in that 098. So getting out here front, is it too early, or can he hold on to that lead and then maybe stretch it out? But finally taking the lead up 14 spots. Not many more drivers can get more positions than that, I think, tonight. So he might be your biggest mover of the night. But Joey Cruz finds himself up 10 spots, sitting in P number 9.
And actually, even more than that, getting in well to start the race here. So started at the back of the pack, but obviously was able to work his way through the melee on the opening lap. So maybe a very timely EOL for the 028 here as he's made his way up to 9th place, passing Andrew White, who has been slowly dropped back here a little bit. The 03 started up there in 5th and now in 10th place. But we got some big movers going the other way, and we'll take a look back here at a few of them. Kevin Foster started up there in 7th position, back here now in 19th position. AJ Roderick is, we mentioned before, the first car 1 lap down, back here in 20th position. And second one, 1 lap down, is Matt Crockett back here, 1 lap down and 21st. But we have got our first round of pit stops here, and already happening on lap number 29. So we should see at least 1 more pit stop before this thing is over. And kind of surprised, it feels a little bit early here, but you never know. Maybe these guys are trying to stretch it out and make it, you know, kind of even segments here. But it's going to hand over the lead, at least briefly, to the 7 of Clayton Montgomery. Jack Stoneman out there in 2nd. Bronson Stafford, Kelly Pointer, and Joey Cruz for the top 5. But I would expect to see these guys coming in here soon. Clayton Montgomery doing everything to get every little bit of speed coming to the line. And you've seen Bronson Stafford doing the same thing, just getting it wound up in time. It's very delicate getting in here at Vegas, because you see you're coming down from that 20 degrees of banking all the way down to the flat, and it comes up on you kind of quickly out of turn number 4. So you got to be aggressive like that. You've seen Montgomery get very aggressive coming in. It should gain him some overall time on the track, but it's not going to gain any time. He's getting a pit road penalty.
Yeah, and pit road penalties is not what anybody wants to see right now. It definitely will hamper your chances here and probably put you a lap down permanently, and you'll have to be fighting it back. But pit stops continue as you see the 56 and a few others coming down as well. Joey Cruz and the 76 of Joe Sullivan now coming off the pits. You see Nico Garcia coming out of the pits there as Kevin Foster finds himself out front. So good old Kevin Foster might have fallen back, but doing what he does best and probably saving a little bit of fuel as he's got a little bit of connection issues there.
As I say, he's not using any fuel if he's not on the track, but every go from the top to the bottom, letting those guys go too wide underneath him, going to go down into the pits and complete his pit cycle, or his pit stop to complete the pit cycle here. Looks like we only got Matt Crockett out there. He pit on lap number 8, as I'm not sure if that was might have been a penalty that he had to serve for Crockett. He's currently on the lead lap, so he's got a little bit more time to stay out there. But coming around on the front stretch, Alan Elwood is going to regain the lead. It looked like he got a car down on the infield there. I believe that is Alexander Hamrick. He gets it back going here, so we're going to stay green as he keeps it down there on the apron. So Alan Elwood is your leader by 0.4 of a second. Justin Munsell in second. Shane Therian, Clayton Montgomery, Ronson Stafford, Jack Stoneman, Andrew White, Nico Garcia, and Joey Cruz for the top 10. Quite a few. In fact, most of the field taking 4 tires. 8-8 of Nico Garcia electing for some track position, and at most only taking 2 tires, maybe not taking any, as his pit stop was certainly a lot faster than everybody else. It's got him back up in the top 10, but does he have the handling and the tires to be able to hang on to that top 10? Or maybe is he looking for a quick caution here? I mean, he had literally pretty much the quickest caution we could have. Right after the start of this race, we had the incident where Kelly Pointer looked to have a misshift and kind of backed up the entire outside lane, causing quite a few people to have some issues. We've been green ever since, and we're about to complete lap number, we're on lap number 34 as of right now, so we're getting close to that halfway point.
Yeah, getting closer to that halfway point, and, obviously talked a bit about Kelly Pointer, and, he obviously was able to hear some of the conversation very hard on himself. He's not one to make mistakes like that, let alone 2 weeks in a row. New nicknames come around every now and then, and they get stuck with it for a while. But obviously, Alan Elwood finds himself out in the front with Justin Munsell, Shane Therian, Clayton Montgomery, Ronson Stafford for your top 5.
Crockett now going to come into the pits, and he's going to go back down 1 lap, having moved. So as we're watching the battle here for 8th and 9th position, Joey Cruz on the inside, Joe Sullivan on the outside. Battle of Joe's here, and Sullivan seems to have the preferred line here. It seems that the outside, that middle line, you get a nice run through the corner. Obviously, the inside line is a shorter line around there, but I mean, to me, if I'm out there, I'm probably going to venture up to that middle line myself. I feel like it's got a lot of speed out there. You can make some passes. You're not going to be scrubbing the tires as much as you would be running that bottom line, even burning just a smidge more fuel, but it seems to be the preferred line right now for these drivers, at least when they're looking to make a pass.
Yeah, no, might be just where everything is at right now. You can see Joey Cruz doing what he can, trying to diamond down there. Last time, down below the white line, but not reaping any benefits from that. So now he falls in behind the 76 of Joe Sullivan. Gonna follow Joe around just for a little while, as this is 8th and 9th. Right now, trying to look and see where the battle is, and it looks like back there with Nico Garcia, as they were side by side with Dan Phelps. So Dan Phelps and Nico Garcia going at it here tonight. This is I think the 3rd or 4th time I've seen these two next side by side.
Well, and we've seen Nico Garcia came out inside the top 10 with that different pit stop with everybody else taking tires. Nico now back and falling to 14th position, so certainly sliding back through the field. He's got more tires than anybody else in the pits right now, but it's not paying dividends for him out there on the track. He's still up there on the lead lap, so he's got that going for him. He's one of the 18 drivers on the lead lap as Blake Erickson. Pit road penalty is why he is back there in 20th position, 1 lap down. And our race can be ruined that quickly, especially if this thing stays green. You don't have a chance to get a lucky dog. You don't have a chance to get a wave around and get yourself back on that lead lap. You're kind of stuck back there in 19th, 20th, 21st position right now, 1 lap down, and just fighting to try and get a lucky dog in case a caution comes out. So it just takes one little penalty like that. He was up there in the top 10 and looking pretty good here with the 89, but the penalty, gotta avoid them. I know you want to try and get every little bit, and you kind of have to with all the talent that's out here in the field. Any little bit that you can get on pit road, off pit road, going down pit road, you got to try and take advantage of it. But you get a little bit too much, and it's going to get you.
Just a little bit, you're trying to find that fine line, and the race is not one you try to find there, find the fine line to know how to enter pit lane, especially at max speed and the least amount of time possible to find them yourself. And towards the back of the pack, but could have had a little better finish as he finished or started up there in P13. So definitely not where he wants to be at the moment. But looks like still not 10 people on the lead lap.
Kevin Foster making the pass there, getting himself into 17th position in front of Josh Van Westen. Up front, it is the 5 of Alan Elwood by 0.7 of a second now over Justin Munsell. So he's gotten the lead from Munsell. He's retained it after the pit cycle. Not exactly just pulling away. And it's one thing we haven't really seen at all this season is we haven't seen any driver just be able to take the lead and pull away without being on just a completely different strategy than everybody else. When we have these races like this where, just about everybody's on the same strategy, we haven't really seen anybody stretch out to, 2, 3, 4 second leads so far this season. And right now, again, Elwood out to the lead, but only 0.7 of a second separating him from Justin Munsell in second place. Shane Therian not too far behind, only about 0.4 of a second behind in third place. Right behind is Jeremy Gainey. He is 2 laps down. 3 laps down behind the leaders right now. Just trying to find a way to get back at least a lap to get back into contention here. But fourth place is Clayton Montgomery. Still kind of hanging on to this battle. He's 2 seconds off the leader right now, 1 second behind Shane Therian. And then Bronson Stafford, not too far behind. He is in fifth place. Stoneman, White, Sullivan, Cruz, and Pointer rounding out your top 10 as we're past the halfway point. So we're looking at possibly one more pit stop to get you to the end of this race. How do you play it out? Do you play this thing out and run the fuel out? Maybe take 2 tires, maybe take a splash and go to get you to the end here. Do you split this thing right in half and take your 4 tires of full fuel and kind of feel like you have the best tires for the entire stint? How would you look at it, Jimmy? Is it just kind of play it by ear and play it by where you're running out there?
I mean, if you're running hot, you got to stay in the same machine. So, obviously they're going to do it with what's working for them now. But as soon as things go cold, they might have to change up their strategy. So, some of these drivers might be cold right now, and maybe they'll come on a little bit later where they'll be on fire, and maybe we'll find themselves moving up through the field. Maybe catch a caution. But these drivers are looking to keep this thing green here as we are past that halfway mark. So, things can end quickly if you're going to make a move, it'd be all on this next and final pit stop of Blue Car.
Nico Garcia already in the pits, and I think he realizes, one, maybe he can make it to the end from here. I think it's a stretch to make it all the way to the end from here, but I think the other thing is he realizes his strategy may not be paying off too well. He's losing too much time out there with these tires, so he's going to bring it into the pits. Battle up here for 7th and 8th position. Sullivan on the inside, White on the outside, and White seems to have the drive. Again, that middle line just seems to be the preferred line to try and make this pass out here. And then once the driver makes a pass, they drop it back down to the bottom. So, I don't know. It is what it is, but good battle back here in 7th and 8th. Bronson Stafford is possibly going to have some company here soon. Jack Stoneman is on his way up there. He's only about a 1/4 second behind him right now, so 25. Looking to try and get himself up there into the top 5 here tonight. But looking to be about a 3-way battle here now for that 7th, 8th, and 9th position as Cruz gets all the way to the back panel of the 76. Got very close to taking him out there. A little bit of rubbing in the corner, but Sullivan doing a good job keeping that thing straight. He's going to hold on to 7th place for the time being. But Cruz has been kind of through this field once already, looking to try and go through this field for a second time, up 11 spots technically from where he started, but again, he started at the back of this pack, so up at 11th right now. Good job here for the 028. But everybody out there chasing Alan Elwood out to a 1-second lead right now as we are starting at lap number 50.
Yeah, one thing obviously Cruz doesn't want to do is he doesn't want to entangle himself in any more incidents, and definitely making sure that it's not on him. You know, obviously start from the back, you know, as we monitor the drivers and make sure everything is going the way it's supposed to be going. As Carl and myself and a few of the other admins here at Core, you know, we steward the race afterwards and hold the drivers accountable. So if anybody wanted to know why he had to start in the back, it was just because of the previous incidents from races. So they're kind of you know, kind of like penalized for drivers for maybe being a little careless or not checking up when they're not supposed to, not holding brakes. There's all kinds of things that can basically dock some points for some of the drivers, and we'll try to kind of keep them and all the drivers in line and keep this race fair. You know, we have to sometimes make those difficult decisions, and sometimes they're long ones, but either way, the thing that's not long right now, or could be not long to the finish, is going to be Alan Elwood up in the lead here over Justin Munsell. Has that stretched out to over a second now. And then we have Shane Therian, Clinton Montgomery, Bronson Stafford there in P number 5. But Jack Stoner, Joe Sullivan, Joey Cruz, Andrew White, and Kelly Pointer finds himself back up to P number 10. So we haven't talked about Andrew White very much in that 03, Carl. He was back there a little bit earlier, but him and Joey Cruz have been kind of coming up through the field.
Yeah, the 03 of Andrew White started up there in 5th place. He's been kind of hanging around that top 10 this entire race, in the midst of some battles up there, as he's going to be in another battle here, Kelly Corner to the inside, trying to take away 9th place from him. But having a good race out here. This for Andrew is going to be, this is his 4th race with the series, 4th or 5th race with the series. So he's still got the that rookie designated red number plate as of right now, but yeah, this is his 4th race on the season, so this one and one more, and he'll finally be put in a division himself, and early enough that he'll still be able to qualify for the playoffs if he is one of the top 5 in that division. But good run out here tonight, running inside at the top 10 pretty much the entirety of the night so far. Good qualifying effort. Our leader, though, is in his pit stop.
Yeah, a few drivers calling out coming into the pits, Alan Elwood, and actually the 03 as well. So it should be coming at Shane Therian's on his way in, Bronson Stafford coming in, and here comes Andrew this time by trying to give a heads up to Kelly Corner as they're nose to tail there. You see Shane Therian coming in as well with Munsell. So I think last round pit stops is in play now, Carl. So it's going to go from here and see if these drivers can run this thing out to the end.
Well, you would think so, and it should be from here on out that they should be good to go. I mean, that first round they made it all the way to 28, 29, but that involved some caution laps, as once again on Clayton Montgomery at the right time when he's coming into the pits, and watching how aggressive he is coming in here. The second round of pit stops coming in right around like 25, 26 laps on the tank of fuel. So I'm guessing maybe the driver's going to split this thing right in half to get all the way to the end. I would say they're good to go, even without a caution out here to get this thing done. Kevin Foster going to stretch this thing out a little bit more and takes a lead once again here on the track. Josh Van Westen staying out as well behind him. Both those drivers pitting on lap 31 and 30 respectively, so they got another couple laps here before they really need to come into the pits. But I'm sure we'll see them both come in here sooner than later to not fall off too much from the drivers with those fresh tires. I'm sure everybody going to be taking 4 tires to get this thing to the end, unless you want to try and do a different strategy. If you're having trouble getting in front of that guy that's been in front of you for a while, maybe you try and take 2 tires. But I think this many laps left in the race, you got to get 4 fresh tires on there. You got to try and run this thing out and get everything that you can. Right now, Kevin Foster, Josh Van Westen still out there, still clicking off the laps. You see they're going to be a lot slower than everybody else, and now it looks like Foster is going to bring the 8 into pit lane, getting that thing sideways coming in. He's going to get it down to the white line and into pit lane. Ben Weston going to stay out for another lap, and a bit of a gamble here for both Foster and Ben Weston, trying to stretch the thing out as much as possible. But you know, if they get the luck of the caution, which we've seen it happen quite a few times so far this season, where a caution comes out right in the middle of these pit stops, and it really throws a wrench into a ton of different strategies. But looks like, knock on wood, we're going to get through our caution or our pit stops here tonight without any kind of issues. And unfortunately for AJ Roderick, this is a night where he needed a caution to get back on the lead lap. He's had to make those pit stops, and he's still stuck back there 1 lap down.
I mean, unfortunately, AJ had to get involved in the early incident. But yeah, green flag pit stops, not a thing for AJ, but not a good showing for the 56 here tonight. You know, running out of credits here at Vegas. Finds himself just kind of maybe scraping by for some points, and maybe not have to use this as one of those drop races. But looks like the pit cycle is about done, as Alexander Hamrick is now in, and I think everybody's about. Yeah, I think
Matt Crockett is the only one that needs a pit. He's in front of Foster right now. He's still in to make one more pit stop before this thing is over, which will put him back down 1 lap. But he's another one that wants to try and stretch his out as far as he can in hopes that there's a caution. But yeah, give AJ a little bit of camera time here. He's got a new paint scheme on here once again, and yeah, exactly. This one didn't work out too well, but yeah, it leads me into thanking our sponsor here for the series, and that being Elwood Designs. And I mean, it's so nice when you have, you know, companies, when you have drivers, when you have, you know, anybody, whether it's, you know, one person or 20 stepping in and helping out with sponsorship to put money towards the broadcasting, towards the prizes, you know, maybe just, you know, some fun prizes out there for, you know, a hard charger, or, you know, for a pole award, anything like that. Any little bit helps, and any little bit rewards these drivers for what they do. But Elwood Designs have been making custom liveries for the iRacing community since 2012, specializing in the NASCAR class of vehicles. They can offer designs on various other options within the service. If you're looking to make your own livery but don't have the time to make your own base design, you can purchase Elwood Design bases at simratmarket.com. You can also find Elwood Designs online on Facebook or X. And you can find Mr. Elwood out front of this race.
Yeah, Carl, we talked about, obviously, the great paints that Elwood Designs does, but one thing I think we need to bring back, anytime one of somebody that's a series or league that runs at Vegas, we need to bring back the livery contest to get the fans involved out there and see our nation, because we know how much love and support that they give. So it'd be nice to maybe see who's the winner, like have them pick the winner, and maybe even do like some sort of small giveaway or something for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's
like a series sticker or something.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's something we definitely need to look into. Whether it's maybe even something that later on the season, maybe the last race of the regular season or something like that, we can throw something out there. I think, given the location of the last race of the season, it could be a place that maybe has 1 or 2 extra cautions involved before we get our final round of playoff drivers.
Fans roll for like a random caution on the lap.
Well, Talladega is the last race of the regular season, so I mean, we may be watching drivers roll on the track at that one. So we'll see how that all plays out.
Maybe not Dega, but
well, in the meantime,
I'd say maybe like Auto Club or something like that.
Oh yeah, for the last race of the season. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe throw a little extra in there, a little incentive for everybody to show up for that last one as well. Well, speaking of rolling, an old 98 has been rolling and getting ever so close, getting around Shane Therian, and now working on Alan Elwood for the lead. We are clicking away the laps here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and it's only a 0.15-second lead right now. The leader's coming up on Kevin Foster, trying to stay on that lead lap, but it looks like he's going to go a lap down. And Munsell looking to try and get himself up there into the lead of this race and try and finally not only crack the 5 and crack Alan Elwood from going back-to-back here, but crack himself into that win column as well. He's got a fast number 098 here tonight, qualified in 3rd place, trying to get it done, but Alan Elwood is going to be a tough one to get by, and let alone hold off before this thing is over. We're down to 12 laps to go. We're going to go into a quick little love to hear it, because we haven't had a chance the last couple of weeks. Give everyone out there a chance to listen to these engines roar for a couple laps, and then we'll send this thing off into the last 5 laps to go here. Quick little sights and sounds here of the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity Series as we see the battle. Was getting quite close there, but it looks like maybe Elwood finding another gear here late is back to 0.3 of a second as they work their way through traffic. Munsell certainly not done. One little slip up from the 5 is going to give him a chance, but 5 is the number. 5 laps to go here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Again, pretty much the earliest caution you can have, as we had a caution right at the start of the race with Pointer having the slight little mischief that cost quite a few drivers here some good positions early, and that's why there's a few drivers that left early, a few drivers that are down a few laps, but it's been lean and green ever since, and we could be shaping up to see who's holding the right cards here at the end of the race. It's down to a quarter second between Elwood and Munsell with 4 to go.
Crockett. Just a few laps remaining here as Elwood continues to maintain his lead over Justin Munsell. Some other good battles throughout the field as well. P5's got the Bronson Stafford. Looks like he's going to have his hands full there with Jack Stoughton and Katie Hines and Andrew White. Another three battle on out as well.
Got two cars battling here. You got Therian on the outside, you got Stafford on the inside, you got the lap car of Arduna right in front. These guys trying to figure out how to get around each other and get around the lap car. In the meantime, up at the front, it's once again still a quarter second separating the top two drivers as they come back to the line. This time by, it's going to be 2 laps to go. Does Munsell have anything to get close enough to the 5? It seems like he's almost kind of caught in that bubble. We've seen it before where you can get close to a car, but you can't get close enough to actually launch it and make a pass if you're that close on speed. It seems to be the issue right now. Munsell can get up to about a quarter second behind that 5, but he can't really get closer than that right now. Meanwhile, battle still going on here. Therian on the outside, Stafford on the inside. The battle for 4th and 5th right now. Back at the back half of the top 10, another battle as you got Joey Cruz in 9th, Kenny Hines, which is also actually Aiden Hines. Still haven't gotten to change his name on SDK, but either way, battling it here in 10th position. But white flag is in the air. One more lap to go onto the backstretch. Lead stretched out a little bit more now as Elwood looking to go back-to-back, looking to claim his 4th win on the season. And he's going to do so. Just got to get out of turn 4 clean. And the 5 back to victory lane. Once again, Elwood, your winner here in Vegas. Once again, Munsell has got to settle for 2nd place with quite possibly the fastest car here tonight. Could close in on that 5, just could not get the pass done. Montgomery, another podium. Jimmy, I mean, the guy just gets podiums left and right, cannot get up there and get the wins. He's got one of the season on the road course, and we got to throw a couple more road courses in for next season for him to get up there. But either way, another podium, another good points finish, but still going to fall further behind the points leader, Alan Elwood, as will everybody. Bronson Stafford is going to get the position in 4th, just ahead of Shane Therian there at the line by 6/10 of a second. Heck of a finish here. Heck of a long green flag run here to finish this thing off after the early caution. Good to see these guys get out there and get a long green flag run. Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of this field here tonight?
A quick rundown of the field here tonight as the race comes to an end. As Alan Elwood will take a victory here at Las Vegas over Justin Munsell and Clayton Montgomery for your top 3 podium winners, and we will talk to them here shortly. Then Bronson Stafford finishes in 4th, Shane Therian in 5th, Jack Stoneman in 6th, Joe Sullivan in 7th, Kelly Pointer in 8th, Joey Cruz in 9th, and Aiden Hines there in 10th. Then we have Andrew White, John Nobringer, Dan Phelps, Josh Van Westen, Louis Orduna, John Crane, Kevin Foster, AJ Roderick, Nico Garcia, Blake Erickson for your top 20, and then the rest of the field will be Matt Crockett, Robert Kenny, Alexander Hamrick, Jeremy Gainey, Graham Conley, and Tyler Bramble for your 26 drivers.
Wait here a moment to get everybody in to the waiting room and into the broadcast booth with us. But again, a heck of a run for a lot of these drivers out here, and I think well deserved. There's plenty of talent out here in this series, and I think they've just been kind of faltering a little bit the last couple of races. Just a few cautions here and there that certainly could have been avoided. But tonight here they showed what they could do. They put on a lot of good racing, a lot of close racing. I mean, we've seen 2 wide, 3 wide all throughout the night. We've seen some some rubbing here and there through the corners, but everybody kept the bumpers on it. And kept those things going straight, kept that green flag out. I thought it was a really good run and a really good statement for the series here tonight.
Yeah, it's obviously it's good to see them come out there. And at the beginning, obviously it was. I'm gonna chalk it up to equipment malfunction as far as the misshift, and obviously it's timing, and it's down. Just got a quick brief there from Kelly Pointer. saying that obviously he hit the paddle, the shift, and the car did not go. So, whether it's a setting that he has in the car, or maybe he was over RPMs or whatever it may be. But obviously, when you click the paddle to shift and it doesn't shift, it kind of stinks. So could have been a gear or faulty transmission or paddle, whatever. But tough break there for Kelly Pointer, and probably could have had maybe a better finish. Obviously, like I said, that those little things like that can really mess with you, as far as confidence go. And obviously some of the other drivers getting wrapped up early, obviously, and no cautions, kind of put them out of the running almost from the get-go, so tough break for some, great win for others, but definitely a great win for Alan, Justin, and Montgomery.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start bringing them into the waiting room here. I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that Siren has to offer. But let's go ahead and get our top three in here and rolling. We're going to start with our third place finisher tonight, and that's going to be the 7 of Clayton Montgomery. Clayton, yet again, another podium. I mean, you just keep racking these podiums up left and right, so you can find your way to the podium. You got one win on the season. I mean, do we need to throw some more road courses there to get you up there to the top step, or like what are we gonna do? We gotta send somebody out there with a BB gun to shoot out some of Alan's tires for you.
Yeah, I think the easier thing to be just Alan to quit racing. Make it a lot easier.
I'm sure quite a few people wouldn't exactly mind that out here, but I mean, another good run for you out here. You're pretty much up there in the top 5, I think, the entire night. I mean, you started back there in 9th, but quickly found your way up to the top 5, and we're running one of the strongest cars on night. Good battle there for a while with Shane Therian, but it sounds like Shane maybe went for a different strategy there at the end, and yours was certainly the better one.
Yeah, I think Shane said he took 2, I think, and I just took 4. I did a race throughout the week, and I knew the tire wear was pretty bad. And I knew on the long run and with the fuel mileage race that I believed the 4 tires would pay off more in the end.
Well, it certainly seemed to be the case here tonight. I certainly got to ask. I know it's been maybe a little bit rough the last couple of weeks with cautions, and you may be getting the same vibes, the same feeling when you had the early race caution here tonight, that it could be another rough one.
Yeah, when I think about any race, when you have a caution at the very beginning on the start, that comes into your mind, and like you said, adding in the past couple of weeks with the amount of cautions, it was definitely there. Parts of if you're going to get them early so that it was help you with the fuel mileage and save you with tires. If we would have got a caution in the middle of a run, 15-ish laps or so, 18 laps into that run, I think we all would have been pretty much hurting there towards the end, battling between fuel mileage and tire saving.
Well, we got one more, what I would consider, an easy track coming up next week with Michigan, and I'm looking forward to Michigan just like I am every single time. I know Jimmy is as well, but after that, you kind of have a bit of a gauntlet with some of these tracks. You got Darlington, Bristol, Rockingham, and Talladega rounding out the final 4 races before you get to the playoffs. Do you see any of those races maybe kind of playing out into your favor, that you can maybe grab another win here and get you some more points heading into the playoffs?
Definitely not Darlington. I kind of feel like how Kyle Petty feels on that one. Just fill her up with water. I absolutely hate it. Rockingham, I bought it at the beginning of the season and maybe done 2 laps around it. I'm gonna have to learn the actual line. And then you got Bristol and Talladega, which they're 2 different tracks, but I got a feeling it's gonna be about the same. He's gonna have to be lucky.
Exactly. Well, you were lucky enough out here in Vegas tonight to grab yourself another podium, another 3rd place here tonight. So congrats on that. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Give a shout out to you all for broadcasting us every week. Everybody on the team, Elwood Designs, Roderick Racing, and VRS for coming on board.
All right, buddy. Well, once again, congrats on the 3rd place finish here tonight. We'll see if you can try and get up there and start battling with Elwood starting next week in Michigan.
Yep, just need somebody to take them out. It'll be easier.
we got that DQ button ready. We just we'll let you know what the PayPal is when we're done here.
Yeah, sounds good. Send it to me.
All right, that is your third place finisher here tonight, the 7 of Clayton Montgomery. Another good run for him here tonight. Another good run for our second place finisher, and that is going to be the 098 of Justin Munsell.
Hey, Justin, Jimmy Carlton, the Boots Cabby.
I got you guys.
Hey, good run. Definitely fast number 98 out there tonight. You're looking good for, possibly give Alan a run for his money. But right there at the end, it just seemed, I don't know if you were just stuck in a bubble and just you can only progress to about maybe 3 or 2.5 tenths to 3 tenths. And then Alan will just pull away just ever so slightly, kind of keeping you back there. But great run for the 98. Can you give us a little rundown of your night?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly what you said is what I feel happened. I'll definitely go with that and not just me messing up my corners. But no, it really did feel that way. I caught up to him. I know he was saving gas, which I guess he'll tell you guys it didn't end up actually needing to save gas. So I caught up to them pretty quick, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna be able to pass them. I'm, try to keep the pace up so I'm making pit. But once I got to that half a second to 0.3 tenths, it was game over. He would run the bottom on 1 and 2, and I would run more the middle and the high seam. Once he started protecting that side, I couldn't run the bottom. I couldn't run it the way he could, so he pretty much defended every move I can do just with the air. We've heard about air racing here in Vegas, whether it's in iRacing or in the Cup Series in real life. I really feel like that's a real thing, especially with just how fast this track is. It was just about trying to save as much fuel in those last 2 runs, just in case it was going to be tight. But the pace kind of slowed down enough to where I was good by 2 laps, and Alan, I said that he was good by a lap, so that ended up not being the case. But overall, pretty happy with it. I'm happy to have a clean race, happy not to get caught up in the mess, just be able to run with the guys I feel like I should be able to run with. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, definitely a good start working around the first lap mischief, as I heard over the radio, as Kelly apologized profusely. Obviously, he's not one to be like that, and made a big apologies to the field. But yeah, you had a great run, man, and it really did show. You do have a lot of speed out there, and somebody's gonna have to knock that 5 off the pedestal here soon, and the 98 might have his number. So again, congratulations on that second place finish. But before we let you get out of here, we'll let you have some time for any shouts you may have on that 98.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First off, I'll say I've seen the rear end of Alan Elwood too many times to be able to say I could beat him. So we'll see about that. Otherwise, besides that, I'll throw back to you guys as far as thank yous for doing the broadcast and putting on the league. I know it takes time out of your guys' day and takes dedication to do so. So appreciate it. Appreciate all the hard work that you do, and then as well as Alan putting the graphics together. I'll also say thanks to all the boys that I run with, whether it's Bronson or Shane or Alan, whoever. Always enjoy racing with you guys. So that will be it for my night.
All right, Justin. Well, again, congratulations on that second place finish, and maybe we'll get you a P1 here sooner or later. So I guess we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thanks, guys.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 098 of Justin Munsell. Another good run for him, and just 1 spot short once again. But it's very easy to come up 1 spot short to our winner here, and that is going to be the 5 of Alan Elwood, picking up win number 4 here on the season. And you go back to back once again, just the way you started off the season. So I guess just kind of status quo. You just need to find that groove here once again, and you get it. You get your 4th win. I guess start from the beginning. 15th on the qualifying order. What am I missing?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, okay, so that's what we're going to key on. What happened in qualifying? Let's go ahead and dig it now.
He's human.
Yeah, hey, I know. Coming out of 2, I got a 0x. I barely skimmed the wall. So that killed the second lap. The first lap was me just trying to run the high side to get momentum, and then coming out of 2, I was just pushing a little too hard. I had a pole lap going, and yeah, just scraped a little bit. So it is what it is.
Well, you certainly wasted no time getting yourself up into the top 10, the top 5, and then right up there battling for the win of this race. And it seemed like you had maybe 2 or 3 competitors here tonight. It seems like that all season. I mean, I mentioned on the broadcast that there hasn't been a race that anybody has just gotten to the lead and checked out by 2, 3, 4 seconds like we've seen in the past. And we've said it to you before. It's not easy just getting away here, and you weren't exactly having an easy run at the end of this race as well, dealing with the traffic, dealing with maybe a little bit of fuel saving, but you get it done here tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge getting up through the field there at the beginning. I got spared a little bit with track position for that first caution, and hate it for some of my guys that were involved in that. But yeah, I gained some track position from that, and then made a couple passes, and then was kind of sitting for a little while. But I learned some lessons from the first time that we ran Vegas here, in that clean air is king, as in usual 1.5 mile stuff. But I was like, I can't sit around here too long. And I saw that Shane and Justin were battling pretty good. So it's kind of letting them do their thing. And then Clayton and I swapped spots, and then, I kind of chased them down there at the end of that first run. And then it was my goal just to be out front and control the race, because almost here more than everywhere else, you can really control the air and affect the people behind you, because if you want them to kind of run high, like, they're going to burn their tires off. So if you run low and block the air there, then they really can't do that tire saving thing and catch you. So my goal was to stay out front, nail the pit stops. And at the end, there was a little bit of fuel saving. I wasn't quite sure with my number where I was, so I was clutching a little bit going into the corners to try to make sure that I had enough for the end, because I knew that Justin was going to be making a charge there, and I saw him coming. But like I said, with clean air and controlling that air out front, like we were talking about, it was really hard for him once he got to that bubble to make a pass. So I was just trying to keep that gap and make sure I had enough fuel for the end.
Lap cars coming into play at all? Any kind of issues getting through? You just had really just a couple maybe at the end there to deal with.
Yeah, they weren't too bad tonight. To be honest, I think everybody was respectful and gave room, and I didn't come across really any issues that I could think of. So hats off to everybody for running their own race and kind of being respectful for everybody else around them.
Well, once again, you get another win here. 4 wins out of the first 10 races. So, I mean, a 40% is good for most drivers. Maybe a little bit lower than we're used to seeing from you. So I maybe pick it up here a little bit. I'm sure the other drivers don't want to hear that. But I mean, I mentioned to our third place here, Clayton Montgomery. We got Michigan coming up next week, which is kind of one that I'm always looking forward to, and so is Jimmy.
Yes.
But then a bit of a gauntlet after that when you guys go to Darlington, Bristol, Rockingham, and Talladega to end out this regular season.
Yeah, no doubt. I think when you get to that stretch of the schedule, you're really going to see the points kind of stretch out. You're going to see the guys, especially like tracks like Darlington, you're going to have some adversity you're going to have to face, and the guys that rise to the top are going to be the ones that handle that the best. But tracks like Michigan and stuff are really fun because they're wide and you can make moves and stuff like that. So you kind of get away from the 1.5 mile dirty air stuff and get to a 2 miler that's bigger, and you can make some passes, get some drafting going. So that's always fun. But as far as like the rest of the regular season goes, the tracks that are on the schedule, I enjoy them. I think they're going to be a lot of fun too to race and see what everybody's got.
All right, buddy. Well, once again, congrats on your 4th win on the season. Before we let you go, who you want to give that shout out to or thanks to?
Just first off, EDE, of course, everybody, just like I said, a couple of guys got caught up in some bad luck, but overall, I think we had a pretty decent team night. Everybody at Simrat Market, VRS, Roderick Racing Development, you guys up here in the booth, everybody watching, everybody here in the league. Yeah, it was a good night, and we'll move on to the next one.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the win. We'll see you next week out there in Michigan. See if you can make it 3 in a row.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
winner here tonight, the 5 of Alan Elwood. And yeah, speaking of teammates, do got to give a shout out anyway to AJ Roderick getting the best of one of his other teammates, Nico Garcia. They finished 18th and 19th, so at least AJ's got a little bit something they can hold over one of his teammates. I know both AJ and Nico like to go at each other here and there in the Discord, so there you go. There's a little fuel for the fire for this week. But it was again a great race out here in Vegas. Looking forward to Michigan already. Jimmy, let's go ahead and wrap up Vegas right now. Let's head out to Michigan. I'm ready already.
I mean, let me get my fishing pole and hunting gear or something, because I could spend a week doing that out there. But yeah, looking forward to the race out in Michigan. One of my favorite tracks. It was always one of my favorite tracks to watch on TV, and now it's one of my favorite tracks to watch here in iRacing. And it's because it's that rare track. It's that 2-mile track. Where the drivers need a little bit of talent. Drafting does work, but not needed, as I've seen drivers drive away all by themselves.
Yeah, and it's one where I love it because there's about 75 different lines in the corners, and you usually see it, and it's so beautiful on the broadcast. And see those drivers going into turn number 1, and you see just about every driver on the track taking a different line into turn number 1, and you can say the same thing for turn 3, going in there, and you just see 3, 4, 5 different lines. You can see 3, 4 wide easily out there at Michigan as well. So I think it'll be again one of the last chances for these drivers to kind of really go at it and really try and maybe push it a little bit to get a really good finish, a really good points day, because of that gauntlet that comes up right after that. But you get to catch all that on CRN here, and if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe to get you in touch with everything that we have to offer. But for myself and Jimmy here at the beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.